Welcome to Ask Colleen, Spiritual Solutions for Life Situations. I'm Colleen St. and I will be the host for this podcast. My aim is to provide you with the guidance and support through life's challenges, spiritual development, change, healing, and growth. Drawing from over 2 decades of experience as a spiritual practitioner, I will share my wisdom and offer answers to the questions that may weigh heavy on your heart and your mind. Remember that you are not alone, you are capable, and the light within you is unstoppable.
Hello, and welcome back to Season 2 of Ask Colleen, Spiritual Solutions for Life Situations. I'm your host, Colleen St. and in this season, we are going to be learning the tips and the tools to living an extraordinary life through the wisdom of your soul and stepping into your soul's genius. So I found this quote that I want to share, and it's by Vince Lombardi, and it says, "It's not whether you get knocked down, it's whether you get up." And the one thing I have learned in this journey is that we are constantly in the ebb and the flow of growth and learning. And often when I'm working with my clients, a lot that is holding them back is the fear of judgment from family or friends, or the criticism of people who aren't chasing their dreams or aren't aligning with the flow of their soul's genius. And often that can be really debilitating when we're looking to break free from these old paradigms of thinking, the restrictions that are put onto our life and the restrictions that we put on ourselves based off of what other people want for us or what we think we should be doing. And they really hinder us from falling into an alignment with our soul's flow and our genius within our own inner being. And it can create a lot of blockages because that fear creates resistance, and that resistance creates a trigger that connects with our, mental tapes to kick in and start, rambling off all of the fears and the doubts and the confusion that we once had. So it's not whether you get knocked down, it's whether you get up. That is reminding yourself that this is a soulful journey. And if we really step back and step into our soul and understand that we are souls here living a human experience, and some of these challenges that are being presented to us may feel like signals like, oh, I shouldn't be doing this, or I shouldn't be moving in this direction because these challenges are coming up on an emotional or physical level. Well, the challenges are an opportunity for you to have a conversation with your perception. So are you looking at these challenges as a opportunity to grow? Like, what is the pattern that I'm recognizing in this? I've experienced similar things that have come up where, similar obstacles that have come up. Well, that's an indicator that there is something that you're missing to clear out because it's showing up so you can move forward into your future growth with more flow, fluidity, and acceptance rather than finding that elevation of your journey only to then trip because this one thing from the past is hindering you. Or do you view your challenges with more of like a victim mentality? It's like, oh, nothing ever happens good for me. Or, shit is always hitting the fan, or good things happen to other people, or that feeling of why don't other people suffer with these challenges that I'm going through? And when you create that victimization of yourself, that you are a prisoner of your circumstances, you create a disempowerment within your inner being. You create it's out of my control. There's nothing I can do in this situation. And spiritually, there's always something that we can do, even if it means we surrender to what is, or we allow ourselves to explore and say, okay, what is this teaching me? What is this showing? What's coming up here? What's familiar in this pattern? Familiar doesn't mean comfortable. Familiar can be just something that has been, happening over and over again. And then we keep coming up with creative designers to fix the shitty situation, right? And so what your guides are asking you all to do is to ask yourselves what's holding you back, from actually allowing yourself to live in a space where you feel in alignment with what you want. Now, a lot of times when I ask that question to my clients, they will be like, well, I don't know what I want. Well, that's also something that creates a blockage. So then the universe offers us all of these opportunities like a buffet, and that can feel really frustrating and overwhelming. So if you don't know tangibly what you want, then step into a feeling, right? What would it feel like if I experience peace? What would it feel like to have this relationship that is calling out to my heart, and that really would be a great partnership? It would be a loving and supportive relationship. It would be great communication, whatever is important to you. Sit and believe the feeling, because intuitively our bodies don't lie, and intuitively we're always receiving, we're always in the process of allowing ourselves to want and feel worthy of wanting more and wanting better for ourselves. So what is the feeling? What would it feel like if you were effortlessly shifting jobs and standing in a place in your life where you feel confident in what you're doing? What if you had all the money to support your endeavors, to support the vacations, to support, the material things that you desire? Because material things aren't bad. Desire is not bad, right? It's a universal abundance that's available to us. We have been the ones have rejected it and created all of these parameters around of accepting it. Like, I can only have money if ... I can only have a healthy relationship if ... We are the only ifs that are standing in our way. It's not the outside circumstances, it's the inside circumstances. If I maintain this current inner vibration, this current pattern, then I will keep the course that I'm living. If I shift the vibration and the pattern in which I'm living, then I will shift the vibration and then shift my experiences to feel embodied within our soul's genius. So I'm going to pull an angel card for us, because I have an upcoming master class that is called Stop Chasing Your Purpose and Step Into Your Soul's Genius. Often we find ourselves chasing things, right? We're chasing happiness, chasing joy, chasing our purpose, chasing. But when we stop and really ask ourselves, why are we chasing these things rather than flowing into receiving them, right? That's the key, is that often our desire is at this vibration, which is, hypothetically level 2, right? But we're in the basement and we're feeling like it's like out of reach. It's just not obtainable. Why is not attainable is because our current vibration does not support the desire that we have. We're supporting our current reality. So in order to create an alignment to those, we have to create a vibrational connection with what it is that we desire. And that's where the inner investigation happens. It's like, what is standing in my way? And when I first opened my spiritual business, that was one thing that was really neon to me, is that I was always working in the space of now rather than what I wanted to build. And fear was a huge player in that, because I could only see the fear that was in front of me. And I thought that step of opening the business, even though I was scared to death, was the biggest step I had actually ever taken in my life. Well, actually, that was just a small pivot into the beginning of my vibrational elevation. And I held myself in that space for so long because it was so energetically taxing, and I was a mess all the time. I was overthinking. I was always questioning, what am I doing? And finally, when I just did it, once I did it, I was so proud of myself. It's something that I have no regrets in trusting that faith to do it. However, I was so emotionally exhausted that when I got into that next vibration, I thought that was my forever home. And it wasn't, it was just the beginning. So whenever I felt this this creeping up within me, this like nudging that like, all right, it's time to pack up the campsite. We need to keep moving. I often found myself resisting that inner calling because I thought it was going to be just as energetically draining as it was the first time. And truth be told, I made it draining. Like my perception of it made it draining. My fear made it draining. I was the one that created it to be a drama series rather than an episode of Colleen's leveling up. So asking yourself, it's like, where am I creating the inner conflict with my thoughts and with what I want? So all of these questions are helping us to understand what is standing in the way of us living in our soul's genius. Because everybody, I've sat with clients for 20 years, and I have thousands and thousands of clients. And most of them will say, well, why am I here? What is my purpose? And truth is, we're already living our purpose. Our purpose is having a human experience. So it's like expressing yourself and saying, okay, I think I have something great to contribute. That's not your purpose. Your contribution to this world is in alignment with your soul's genius to not only be present in this world, but be a light bridge in this world where we are the heavens and the earth all in one being, to be a conduit of light, to anchor our feet into this earth, expressing our energy out into the universe and allowing us to be a conduit of light to bring those worlds in harmony within ourselves as one being. That is the goal for all of us. And each of us has a contribution to make into this world. But often I find that people get so frustrated, overwhelmed, exhausted, tired, just self-defeating energy that they're holding because they're always thinking that they're missing the opportunity to live their purpose. And as a medium for over 20 years and sitting with so many clients, my office was the afterlife. The number one message that comes through is that our purpose is to find a healthy relationship of self-love within ourselves. All of us have different paths on this journey, but it is universal that all souls walking this plane, living in a skin suit, are to practice and embody self-love, self-compassion, self-forgiveness. And ask yourself, how much energy do I put into those things? I'm out there searching for the next, big moment, that big breakthrough that is going to satisfy my purpose. Our purpose is actually being lived, but it's through very small things that we take for granted. And our purpose is kindness. Our purpose is unity, not unity that everybody has to be, on the same page doing the same thing. Our purpose is an inner unity within ourselves, connecting all the parts of ourselves to then share our contribution with the collective energies. And during my masterclass on September 18th, there'll be a registration link available to you if you'd like to join. And we're going to go over that misconception that there is something great out there that we're missing. We're going to tap into how to reassign our alignment to step more into our soul's genius, more so than this search of endless, it's like there's a wanted sign on a wall, on a post, a wanted poster, and there's no face, right? That's what it feels like searching for a purpose, right? There's no face on this wanted poster. So how do we know what we're looking for? How do we know what it is? We don't. Right? And everybody's purpose here is to experience Earth School. And with Earth School comes our lessons and our challenges. And all of the opportunities to solve those challenges are within our soul's communication and conversation, spoken through intuition. The angels are playing such a huge part of this awakening that we're experiencing. It's just magical. They're ascending with us. And if you're new to angels, angels are beings of light that are in alignment with our soul's purpose. And like I look at angels as my eyes in the sky, and I'm a soldier on the ground, a soldier of the light, And they're assisting me to create that light bridge, that anchor of light in this world. They don't do it for us. They don't remove the obstacles out of our way. What they do is they help support us. They create information centers. They create connections. It's magnificent. And, you know, as a lover of angels and the gift that they have brought into my world over the last 20 years plus is the most precious relationship in my life. So we're going to start with an archangel card, and we're just going to ask, what guidance can we, all the listeners, going to stop. Archangel Seraphina, be an ambassador for Earth and build your bridge to Source. Like, wow. So just love the excitement of the alignment of that. So in this card is specifically talking about what we just talked about, that we are a light bridge and we are a bridge to Source. We are anchors of light, and that starts not by looking at the world around us and having a harsh opinion. It starts with working on the world within us, because true peace can only be lived if the unpeaceful acknowledge the war within them and address that, right? That is where we've often been sidestepping over, you know, the last 20, 30 plus years, is that we're always looking out and saying, oh my gosh, this is happening in the world. This is happening in the world. The world's just not a safe place, right? That is just a mirror of the collective energy. It's just fear, breeding fear, breeding fear. And that fear corrupts faith in ourselves and the trust with our own intuition and inner being. So as we independently take responsibility for our healing, we do not become a prisoner of that fear. Everything is becoming undone in our world as we see it today because life is under construction. So many people are awakening, and in that awakening, it's disrupting the flow of the old paradigms where fear and sleep-like states were the way of life, right? We have been absent of our soul selves. So unity first starts within our own inner harmony. And then we take that energy and it just is like a firework that emanates out. I'm being asked by my guides to do one more card. And the next card is Archangel Rokiel. Enter higher planetary service. Be a blazing light. So both of these cards are sharing with us the message of how powerful our light is, how powerful our light is, our soul, and how powerful our contribution to this world is. And I have been challenged and plagued with this by myself, where I get in my own way constantly about making my mission about me. Like, oh, am I okay to put this out there? Am I like blah, blah, blah? Well, the reality of it is, in making a mission about me and my ego, I'm actually doing a disservice to all of the work that I'm putting in to share, right? So it's like, imagine if, you know, the person who developed the car didn't allow their idea to be out there. We'd be stuck in primitive time walking, right? Imagine the person who developed the phone, technology, electricity. Imagine if they held on to their divine inspirations. Where would we be, right? We're so grateful to have people who had the courage to stand up and stand out and allow their divine essence to speak up and make a positive change for the world that we are in. And you don't have to have the biggest answer to all the problems. Your contribution and your collective energy is doing so much to help this awakening process. So when you hide, you're hiding what you're actually searching for, your purpose, allowing yourself to feel that courage to move forward and move into that space where you're embracing your and embodying your soul's genius. the intelligence system that is our universal intelligence system, because it's our intelligence system on this plane of existence and on the other side. So it's universal. The wisdom that our souls hold is so powerful. It's like a light library within us. So if you are feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling like everything you try, you're just hitting a wall, if you feel confused, absolutely join my masterclass. Link will be in the bottom, and we're going to be giving tips and tools to navigate this. I know I said we. It's a solo gig. I'm doing it, but we meaning my team of angels that surrounds us. It's like we're a package deal, so it's always a plural. It's a we, it's an us. It's, when I'm in the grocery store, oftentimes when I go to pass someone, I'll be like, oh, excuse us. And then the person's looking at me solo with a cart filled with groceries, but no other people around me. So I've gotten a lot of goofy looks as to who's the us that they're excusing. But you know what? I roll with angels and I'm totally digging it. And I want you to embrace and embody their support, their love, and their energy. And this course is really going to help you to, number one, get a pulse on the angels that are helping us and the messages they have as we evolve and to find the courage and the support and the love that we need to live our soul's genius. So I'm Colleen St. Michaels, and I hope to see you on the 18th. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you for tuning in and joining Colleen St. Michaels on this transformation journey. If you have any questions, insights, or topics that you'd like to engage or ask, please visit www.colleenstmichaels.com under the podcast page of Ask Colleen to submit your question. I look forward to connecting with you next time. Have a beautiful day.